Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Bull City Coordinators Duke Football Coverage Podcast. Follow us at our website, bullcitycoordinators.com. We are everywhere you get your podcast, but please check out our YouTube channel and also check out the Classical Antiquity Side Quest, which, as we know, is a podcast without end. All right, folks, I got to announce some updates here to the podcast schedule. I am too freaking busy with work, and I do not have enough time to devote to running and operating the podcast to continue on in a weekly format. I just got a little too much on my plate, and I need to downsize a little, okay? So what I'm going to do is go back to kind of what I discussed a little bit with Lee at the beginning of the season of doing fewer episodes, hopefully higher quality episodes, and doing this in a way that I feel like I'm contributing more and in more detail. Okay. So this is going to be a very brief episode to discuss NC State and also what happened last week against Miami. Look, let's be real. That was a game of runs, and at the end, we were just on a bad one there. I think at one point we put up like 28 points, only gave up 3. There were a lot of positive things there. The offense looked a lot better. The defense played not well. It just wasn't a good game. But on special teams, hey, we got field goals, got extra points, excuse me. Overall, it was a game that you could see some improvement. You could see signs of life. I think that Murphy had his best game as a Blue Devil, with the exception of the interceptions. So that doesn't really tell you a whole lot. I should probably recant that. Maybe not his best game, but he seemed more in command of the offense. He just made a couple of bad throws. But Cam Ward made a bad throw too. Murphy also seemed to move around in the pocket a little bit better. Peyton Jones played well. The game just didn't turn out the way that we wanted it to turn out, and that happens. So where does that leave us? Well, it leaves us in a place that, honestly, if you had told me at the beginning of the year that Duke would be going to a bowl game at this point, okay, and would still have a chance to get to 9 wins, I would say I would take that in a heartbeat, okay? I think we all would be very, very happy about that. But I think all of us are thinking probably after the SMU game that just being 6-3 is not enough. This team should at least be 7-2. But hey, 6-3 is nothing to be ashamed of. It's nothing to be upset about. It's nothing to be down in your feelings about. This team can close out strong against NC State, Virginia Tech, and Wake Forest. All 3 of those are winnable games. All 3 of those can be won. One of them is at home. 2 of them are on the road. You know Duke is going to get up for an NC State game. Diaz has some ties there from way back. He's going to want to win that game, and this team is going to want to win that game. It's going to be an aggressive game. It's going to be a tough game against the Wolfpack, but who's going to win? Look, I think Duke's going to win. I think that while Bailey is playing better and we're seeing the typical Dave Doran renaissance where he's getting hotter as the season goes on and his team gets there and they fall in that 8-9 win stretch, Duke is going to play lights out on Saturday, and this is going to be one of the best defenses, with the exception of Tennessee and maybe Clemson. I mean, Clemson's pretty good. I'll give you that. But my point being this is going to be one of the best defenses that North Carolina State and that freshman quarterback will face throughout this season. Come Saturday, this is going to be one of the toughest defenses that this unit, that the NC State Wolfpack will have to go up against. I think that's going to be too much for Bailey. I think over the last couple of games, there had been some struggles from Malik Murphy, but he'd gotten better against SMU. Played well enough against Miami with the exception of the turnovers. I think Murphy may have turned a corner. I think that this offense is going to get there. Maybe Jordan Moore's finally healthy, and we're going to see this thing happen. And we're going to see the Blue Devils put together all 3 units playing great football and getting a win. So that's my prediction. I'm not going to go with a score, but I do think Duke is going to win a tough one on the road at 3:30. at Carter Finley Stadium against NC State. I think that's going to be a big game. It'll snap this 2-game losing streak. Duke will be 7-3 with a chance to close out with 2 more wins. Now, podcast schedule update. We do have a bye week coming up, though, after this game on Saturday. And I'm going to be talking with our good friend Steve Weissman. We're going to record that episode, reassess where the Blue Devils are, and hopefully talk about a great Duke win. But we'll see. And then maybe do one more episode to close out the year, with the exception of, a game preview. I'll have to reach out, see if we can do something for the Wake Forest game. Then I'll work on a season recap and possibly a bowl preview and maybe a bowl recap. We'll see how it goes, just how busy I am. It's going to all be schedule permitting. Look, I've just been very fortunate to be busy at work with a lot going on. And as a result of that, sometimes your hobbies have to take a back seat. So, hey, we all know big game on Saturday. Duke's got to get this win. Blue Devils got to come out and play well. We are going to have to see this team play a complete game in all 3 phases. It's going to have to be offense, defense, and kicking teams. So let's hope we see that happen. In the interim, hey, go to our website, bullcitycoordinators.com. Check us out on all the socials at Duke FB Coverage. Check out the Classical Antiquity Side Quest. Hey, on Twitter, our DMs are open. Send us a message. You can send us an email, bullcitycoordinators@gmail.com. And you guys know you can call and leave a voicemail. 540-632-0160 is the number. Just give us a call, leave a message, you'll get on the air. Now, we got to get a win on Saturday. Got to beat North Carolina State. Got to get win number 7. Then let's close out strong, get wins number 8 and 9. So, folks, as always, go Duke.